A lot of people are getting laid off, and a lot of people are getting let go from their jobs that they're used to, their careers, and everything they work for their whole life. My question to you is, what are you about to do?
All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Creating with Keita. All right, listen. That first clip was from the expert, I will say. I call him an expert. He's a fantastic YouTube content creator. Him and Lady Led, that's Led Farmer 73. And the video, listen, I'm used to TikTok. I like stitching. Okay, I attempted to stitch. YouTube does not have the same abilities. Okay, so that's my attempt at stitching. Led, don't report my video. Okay, I tried. But that is Led Farmer 73. I'm gonna try to link the video in the comments. I gotta figure out how to do that over here on YouTube. But he brings up a good point, especially now in these trying times, if you will, under this current administration. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's have a real discussion, y'all, because things are about to get real. So we are on day 10 or so of the government shutdown, as well as a few things have been rumored to be around or are actually happening. So what are we, day 10 or so of everyone being government shutdown or furlough? Not everyone, certain employees, non-essential, right? Furloughed employees. There are discussions of people not getting back pay. I don't think that's allowed, but under this current administration, a lot of things have been happening that should not have been allowed anyway. So anything is possible. Okay. Then three. There are also layoffs happening. Firings. Is it layoffs or more firings that are actually happening? So we need to talk solutions at this point. We can't continue to live in fear. We can't continue to live in fear. We can't continue to stay in a stage of freeze. And what is it? The stages of flight or fright? Flight, fright, freeze. Yeah, some of us are frozen. Don't freeze, y'all. Don't fight either, because that leads to jail. We need action, okay? But we need action in a good way, a legal way, friends. Legal. Hello. Okay. So if you're watching this video, I would also love it if you could I don't know if the word is stitch, collab, remix, however it works, this video, and let's offer some solutions, right? I've been self-employed for a while. I actually just do gig work, plus some of my other things that I do. I'm a fiber artist. I crochet, I knit, I do some homesteading things that I'm gonna move into selling coming up between this year and 2026. So I left the corporate world years ago because I couldn't. It's not for me. It's just not for me. But I do want to offer up some solutions from this side of the field. So one, we already know that the job market is garbage. It's garbage. And it's not, and I know I've seen some people say, oh, I didn't realize it was this bad for everyone. Yes, everyone. What was it? 300,000 African-American women were laid off earlier this year. More people are being laid off now and furloughed, etc. This job market is about to be crazy, okay? Your Medicare, Medicaid may or may not be in danger. There's so many things we need to prepare. So some of the things I would suggest, gig work. I already stated that I am a gig worker. There's all types of gigs out here. Instacart, Shipt, Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats. Uber Eats is still just Uber. Roadie, which is actually a part of UPS. They deliver packages. Shipt and Instacart and that's Cashmere, my dog. Oh, sorry about that distraction. But yeah, so you got the grocery delivery apps. If you have a functioning car, you can do the apps. You can easily do the apps or whatever. Amazon Flex, I know there's always a waiting list. Get on the waiting list. It doesn't hurt to try. DoorDash, Grubhub, if they have waiting lists in your area at this point, get on them. If you were previously a gig worker and then you said, hey, I found a real job, I'm going back to work, I'm going to pause on the gig apps, go back on those gig apps and log back on. Log on, do a couple of rides, log back off. Okay, don't be out here too long. but just get reactivated. Okay, get reactivated and do a couple of orders just to refamiliarize yourself with the apps. A lot of the apps have changed. A lot of the pay scales have changed, so the pay may not be as great, especially if you did it pre-COVID. Yeah, but get back out there, get on these apps because it's necessary. It's necessary. It's something to just kind of, cover your butt. All right. Another thing I would suggest, if you have a hobby that you do, that can generate some income, do it. Do it well. do it and do it well. Okay. There are those of us out here who knit, crochet, fiber artists. Honey, if you are I was gonna talk about that in a second. I was gonna say reselling, but that's a separate point. If you bake, you make cupcakes, sourdough. Listen, sourdough and bread making is all the rage right now. If you know how to garden, which if you're watching this channel, you've probably been down the homestead gardening rabbit hole. You have stuff that you can sell. Yes. You have a bunch of onions. You can dehydrate them, make onion powder. Same with peppers. Paprika is just dehydrated red pepper. Yes. Okay. Bottle it up, sell it. Or at the very least, you can barter, right? If you're afraid of selling, barter. You can barter. You have something in your hobbyist arsenal that you can turn into money. I'm not even gonna say turn into a business. You could turn it into money, or you can barter with it, right? If you have okay, hold on, let's not go there. Something that's a little controversial that I may say is my next point: going back to school. For me personally, I don't think this is the time to go back to school unless it's going to guarantee you a position, right? At this point, and I'll touch on it later too. At this point though, you need to make sure you can get out of debt. Okay, we all have debt on one level or another, and we're trying to keep the bills as small as possible. If your bills could just be your mortgage and your car, keep it there. Okay, we don't need to go out here and create new debt in the name of hoping another job will open up. Right now, especially as African American women or Black American women, we are some of the most educated, and everyone wants to go out and get another degree or certificate. Unless it's free, maybe not right now. Okay, we gotta watch our spending, and even if it's, it has to come with a guarantee. It just absolutely does. And right now, we are living in some uncertain times. I will say that. Right? Let's see. What else do I have on here? Next thing, I will suggest, look around your house and see what you can get rid of. We all have a lot of stuff, right? If you, going back to my other point, if you garden, right, you probably have a lot of stuff that you bought and didn't like. And that's actually, forget gardening, that's life in general. You bought it, maybe you lost the receipt, you didn't like it, sell it. Facebook Marketplace, eBay. Okay, and this kind of ties along with reselling also. I guess this would all be covered under reselling, right? You have items around your house everywhere, clothes, old baby stuff, old teenager, whatever type stuff, your old clothes, period, right? Old furniture, etc. Sell it. Listen on Facebook Marketplace, get it out of there. Your one man's trash is another man's treasure. Sell items that you're no longer using, right? Some of the things you can do, or places, should I say, resources for selling: yard sales. Some communities, I'm thinking about one particular in Tampa, Florida, West Chase. They have two community yard sales. One in like March, April sometime, and then October sometime. Fantastic yard sale. I remember I used to get great deals there, and nice pieces of furniture and everything like that. But if you have a community yard sale, or even if people in your street, if y'all could just create a yard sale day and everybody just go house, pull all your items out and make it a community day, that would be fantastic, right? But if your community or your area is known for doing yard sales, do a yard sale. You have Etsy. Etsy is a little controversial because folks are like, oh my God, stuff costs, everything costs. Okay, Etsy's costs, Shopify costs, it all costs. Etsy is 20 cents an item to list. What's 20 cents when you need the money? Okay, it's 20 cents, y'all. If Etsy won't work for you, Poshmark. To me, Poshmark is a little slower, but whatever. And you still got to pay on the front end or the back end on either of those. Also, you have eBay, you have Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. If you got the Neighborhood app? Okay, people are selling stuff on the Neighborhood app also. So you have resources around you that will allow you to sell. And if you don't want to sell it and you just want to donate it, find a local church, donate it to the church, right? We already talked about gig work. Turn your hobby into a business, right? Or turn your hobby into something you can sell. And people are a little funny about starting businesses. Just turn your hobby into something you can sell, right? Oh, excuse me. Then, outside of making money, we also want to talk about saving money. Who are your monthly reoccurring bills, right? Right? We all have electric, gas, water, mortgage/rent, a car note, etc. Call them. Call all of them. Try to make payment arrangements. It's a little scary at first. Listen, it's scary. It is. I get it. It is. But they'll work with you. Your bill. When I say bill collectors, I just mean your bills. Your bill collectors, they can work with you. Okay, they can make payment arrangements, whatever, right? Call them, especially if you're in the area that like I'm in DC. This area is hit hard, or has been and will be hit the hardest by these layoffs because the federal government is the biggest employer in this area, right? Our electric, gas, whatever companies, they know the calls are coming. You won't be alone. You are not, let me say that. You are not alone in this struggle. Yes. You say it again. Look at me. You are not alone in this struggle. Okay? And I'm saying it to you as I'm saying it to myself. Okay? All right. That's it. Now, many of them will work with you and either do like a forbearance or a deferment, where they push the payment on the end or let you skip a couple of payments, etc., or just spread your payments out further, right? And ask you what you can and can't afford, etc., etc. It's the whole process, but please don't be embarrassed, y'all. Yeah, because what you don't want is a repossession. You don't. You don't want a repossession of your car, because then you have to come up with everything at one time. Yeah, you don't want a repossession of your car. You don't want a utility off. Don't want to come home to a cold house, no water, etc. You don't want that. That's not what we want. So we want to be reactive in the beginning. Preactive, I'm gonna call it preactive. I don't think that's the word. Instead of active after it happens. Okay? We want to be reactive before we want to prepare for everything, right? Preppers, we prepare. All right. Also along the lines of fixing those your monthly regular stable bills, we need to get rid of some unnecessary bills. There is a membership, there is a phone service, there is a movie service, or something that you have that you don't use. Are you going to the gym? Baby, cancel it. I already know you're not going. You ain't going, so cancel it. Yeah, you ain't doing it but walking on a treadmill anyway. Walk through the neighborhood. Yeah, cancel that membership. Yeah, cancel it. It's okay. You can do it. It's all right. They'll be okay. That other account that's not Netflix or Hulu. Matter of fact, cable period, right? You can find it. We can figure it out. Shrink those bills down. Those unnecessary bills. Are you paying did you donate to somebody and have a reoccurring charge? Cancel it. Yeah. If it's not a tax write-off or something like that, right, cancel it. Cancel it. Next, you want to think about creating, I'm gonna call it an emergency fund, but also just finding ways to save money for emergencies, period. And I don't know if that's I hate to say another credit card when I just told you to save money, right? But you get what I'm saying. An emergency stash, besides emergency fund, an emergency stash, period, right? extra foods, right? A lot of homesteaders, preppers, we have food stashed away. I believe if you watch Led Farmer, he's talked about having the emergency backpacks and buckets or whatever. You want to have those type of things, right? And have that stuff readily available. If you had one previously, check the expiration dates, because I had to do that. And I was like, oh, I guess we eating, because I wasn't gonna let the food go to waste either, right? See what next point. See what resources your city, county, state or offers, right? Many of them will they do offer assistance for bill pay, right? I know here in DC, our electric and gas companies for sure offer financial assistance. There are food banks. Many churches have food banks. And some of them offer some really, really good items. There was one I saw on TikTok, and I mean, the meats looked good and fresh. All the food was a good name brand. People were lined up. Again, don't be embarrassed. Stock up now while you can before it becomes an emergency. Okay? So, don't be afraid. Closed mouths don't get fed. Prepare now so you'll be ready. Okay? Okay. But again, see what your city has to offer for emergency. I'm gonna say emergency fund. I have it here written as, I think DC calls it like emergency funds, financial assistance, like emergency financial assistance type situations. And like I said, check your city, your county, and your state. Because in many places, those are 3 separate entities, right? And see. And it's better you apply now, because some of the programs move a little slow. Yeah. All right. Food banks also, like I said, churches. Many churches or religious organizations will have food banks, as well as neighborhoods, schools, etc. Right? Will donate. Some places or counties or cities will offer loans or grants also. Like I said, prepare now so we don't have to worry about it a month or 2 from now. Okay? Next, it's kind of a tough thing I think many of us are facing and dealing with now, is, do you need to move? That's a tough one. That's a tough one even for me. Do we need to move? Do we need to move in with somebody? Do we need to go back home with our parents? Or do we need to do a split roommate plan with a best friend, or with a sister or a family member? Maybe not our parents necessarily, right? But do we need to move? Are you in an expensive city or state? California, New York, hell, DC is expensive. Let me be honest. I'm here in DC. It's crazy expensive here. And maybe you need to move. And let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. The South isn't all that much cheaper either, okay? Atlanta's full. I have family in Atlanta. Atlanta's full. I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to say Atlanta's full, Charlotte's full, Texas is full. They're full, right? But yeah, do you need to consider moving? Do you need to think about maybe downsizing? Is your house too big? Is your apartment too big? Do you need 2 or 3 bedrooms as one person? Okay. Even for myself, it's a lot to think about. But I think that's everything on my list. So yeah, y'all, it's something to really think about. We have to think about down the line. We're preparing now so that if this layoff, furlough situation gets worse, we are prepared. We want to prepare now, so we're not stressing come November, December. We're already halfway through October. Let's be honest. It's October 11th. Half the month is already gone. Prepare now so we don't have to prepare later, okay? It's about to start getting cold. No one wants to be in the snow with no heat. Prepare now so we don't have to prepare later. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. Ask for help. Talk to your neighbors. Let's offer up some solutions to each other in the comments, excuse me. But y'all have a great day. I hope this video helped, and kind of just, if anything, I just want to plant the seed. I'm not trying to make y'all do anything. I really just want to plant the seed let you all think about your life, your decisions that you have to make, and we're going to go from there. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Hopefully you made it to the end. Please leave a comment below. This video came across your For You page, your timeline, whatever we call it nowadays. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all be blessed. Let's stay safe out here. Have a good one. Bye.